Well, Coach, this may be an easy one considering that you played here at the University of Texas, but why make the move to the 40 acres?
It's easy. I think this is the top job in the country, the University of Texas, and I put the in front of it. I've had the opportunity to be at the University of Florida, which won a national championship there, great history and tradition, and University of Michigan, which is a lot like this place. I mean, pageantry, tradition, but this is home. I mean, I'm Texas born and bred. I mean, it was a no-brainer for me to come back here, and then being with Coach Strong for the past 6 years, I mean, I feel like I am truly blessed to be back home.
Well, coming back home, once you got the job, what was your initial feeling?
You know, I thought it was something that would never, ever happen. You know, when I first got into coaching, my dream was always coach at the University of Texas. I mean, how many people in this world today can say they actually have come close to fulfilling a dream? And this is a dream for me. You know, my father and my sisters live in Houston, Texas. My dad will be 82 years old. Now I'm 2 hours away from my father, so it's just a wow factor. I can't begin to explain, you know, how I feel about coming back home and being close to my family, and especially at 40 acres.
Well, originally, what lured you to Coach Strong? What do you like about him, and why does he fit with you?
You know, it goes back to recruiting. You know, we met each other through recruiting and through other people and having a chance to coach against each other. And you know, Lloyd Carr had just retired at the University of Michigan. They had an opening, you know, at the University of Florida, and Charlie said Vance is the guy I want. And so Urban hired me, who I've known for quite some time, and we went there and we just hit it off. You know, right people, right fit. And when he had a chance to be the head coach, he said, Vance, I want you to come on my defensive coordinator. I said, count me in. And so it's been a great experience so far. It's been a great ride, and I'm looking forward to the same thing here. I mean, I think we have the best head coach in the country. You have a guy who's going to work hard. You have a guy that, number one, cares about the players. He's a family man, and a lot of times those things are left out. You know, so I could not be working for a better man.
What's your defensive philosophy?
You know, our thing is we want to be sound, we want to be simple, we want to be aggressive. You know, it's in today's game with all the spread offenses, I'm not all involved in let's give guys a 10-second rest. Football is football. You got to make adjustments to the situation. You know, so we're going to try to be aggressive. I think we have outstanding talent here. Mac Brown has done a tremendous job. There's some players here. We have to find a way to get those guys to go out and just give us everything that they have and see what happens. But we want to be aggressive on defense.
You and Coach Strong change your schemes? I mean, can you go 4-3, 3-4, 3-3-5, depending on the personnel?
You have to be multiple. You know, the first thing we have to sit back and look at what can our players do. It's not about what we know. That doesn't matter. When they get out there and you play against Oklahoma and you play against Oklahoma State or Texas Tech or Baylor, we can't go out there and play. We have to find out what front, whether it's 3-4, 4-3, that fits our players, and then let those guys go play and hopefully be successful on game day.
What are your expectations for spring football?
To get to know the players. You know, right now, they spend more time with the strength coach than they do with us. To teach them the fundamentals of how to get in the stance, to learn our defense, to see who wants to step to the forefront, who wants to be a leader. It's not okay to be at the University of Texas and be 8-4. It's not okay. I mean, maybe at another place that might be okay, but this is the university. So we need to get back into the limelight and make this place a championship team like Mac Brown did several years ago.
You mentioned that the players spending a lot of the time strength and conditioning, so you want to get to know them. Have you studied them on tape to kind of get to know their game a little bit better?
I've watched every game. I've looked at cut-ups, and I have an idea of what they can and can't do, but until we get out there and actually put them in our defense and see them run around and see them tackle, you really don't know. You know, I have an opinion, and that opinion is always subject to change based on what these young guys do once we get started.
I know it's early on, but do you feel like you guys have already, as a staff, put your stamp on what the new program is going to look like?
I think we have. You know, if you were to talk to the players, they would tell you that. You know, one thing, you know, it starts off the field first, academics. You know, right now, we meet every Thursday with our academic staff to talk about where the guys are and what they're doing. And you heard the stories, the first meeting Coach Strong had with the guys sitting in front of the class and all of that. They're doing those things. And we're getting pretty good academic reports from our academic people about what the guys are doing and that type of thing. And then you go and watch the workouts, and Coach Moore that's putting those guys through it. Those guys are like, Coach, we haven't done this before, but you know what, I feel better. I'm ready to go. So we can see an attitude change in those guys on and off the football field right now. Are we where we need to be? No, not even close. But we're taking baby steps, and that's what we're looking for right now.
When Texas fans watch your defense, what's going to stand out?
Physical, relentless, and a swarming defense. That's what we're going to be about.
Well, you mentioned the change in Austin, and I can't believe, I mean, you know, coming all the way from what, 1981, 82, and then you come back to this new Austin, which is a completely different place. What's been the biggest change for you with the ATX?
I look at all these facilities, and people talk about what you don't have. When I look around here, I mean, this is amazing. And they said we're behind. I'm saying, behind who, what, when, and where? I mean, I walk around this place, I look at the facilities, and I'm just excited. When I played in that stadium, it was 77,000. And that was the biggest stadium, you know, in this part of the country. Now it's 101. And to me, that's a wow factor. You know, to me, in the state of Texas, why would you not want to come to the state capital of the state of Texas and play in the university in the state capital in Darrell Stadium in front of 101,000, in front of the top school in the country? I don't understand why you would not want to do that. I would. Sign me up right now, Coach B. I'm in. And that's how I feel about this place. And so when I talk about university, it's not something that I think about. It just comes from the heart, because that's how I feel about my university.
Coach, welcome home.
Glad to be back. Thank you.